Hello, Venki. Thanks for coming on my podcast today. It's nice to have you.
Thanks, Megan. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. So, I have been hearing about your business. It's very exciting. You've done some big things across different countries as well, which is quite unique. And in the SAS market, which I know not much about. So, I'm excited to hear about your business to start off with. And then we'll go into some of your amazing stories about how you got there and your mindset and what you're creating from there. So, take it away. What's your business? What have you created?
Sure. Well, myself, Venki, founder and co-founder and CTO of One Shot AI. What we do is we actually build AI agents for the salespeople, predominantly who is responsible to fill the top of the funnel for their business. Just to put it in that way that our customers like enterprise SaaS companies can use our platform to find the potential prospects for their business using our platform. And then we do prospect research, understanding about what the company does, what the person does, and then tying back all the research to the product and services that they sell. And then using all the research, we create hyper-personalized messages for the prospects across all the channel, whether it's email, LinkedIn, and call. We also do multimodal. So we create the more text images as well as audio, video, things as well.
That's amazing. So basically, you do kind of all the background stuff for people to have clients in their calendar.
Exactly. Yeah. So
You're like,
use
yeah. You're like, we'll make it happen. Give us some details, give us some access, and we'll fill your calendar with clients.
Yeah. The platform understand when you sign up into our platform, the platform will understand, oh, cool, you are coming from, let's say, Venki at One Shot AI signed up. Oh yeah, the guy coming from One Shot, and this is what the product does. And if who's your potential clients, and then basically we do prospect research about your potential buyers, and then create the hyper personalized copies. In One Shot, basically you get meetings booked on your calendar based on the hyper personalized outreach.
That's amazing. So how do you find these clients for people? Is it AI generated, found, or what's that process like?
Yeah, so the way it works is it's all about understanding our customer's customer. It all starts with how much we understand about our customer at the first place, right? If our platform doesn't know what our customer does, it's impossible to get like what's their customers look like, for example, right? So it all starts with when you sign up, you know what company you are working from, and we do research about your company. Basically, little like what you do, you just go to Google and then you search for the company, you go to their website, you scroll through it, you understand it. Maybe you go to the LinkedIn, maybe you go to any Google News or whatever it is. So there are so many sources where you can get wealth of information that you could digest to understand. So like that, agents does this work on our behalf of our customers. So when they sign up, we do all the work. And once we know it, and we create hyper-personalized ideal customer profile based on your products and services. And then we do the same thing for your customer's customer as well. So like that, now we got all information. Now the AI models will say that, okay, cool, you are selling this product. The guy is doing this thing. Maybe if you pitch this way, they are interested. So how many times you must have got an email, LinkedIn message, a call saying, hey, Megan, are you interested in buying this thing? In reality, everybody, all the decision makers get bombarded by multiple salespeople. But how do you make yourself stand different from the crowd? By doing a thorough, hyper-personalized outreach. And it all starts with research. And that's what the platform does at the scale across all the.
That is amazing. And is this available for everyone and anyone, or only certain countries or industries?
Yeah, good question. So currently we are deploying this for North America and Europe predominantly, which kind of covers the most target base. And as long as their client base into sitting into these kind of regions, they use it. And and you can basically have multiple varieties where you can sign up as with your email company work email address, and you can start use it right away. And we also have enterprise.
Okay. And if someone wanted to get started, what's your ideal industry that they work in?
So mostly tech uh, if you are selling a tech software to the buyers, then you would use us. But there is other industries you could use as well. I would say if it goes back to what is your buyer persona? Where do they live? Are your buyer personas digitally available? Where if I have to reach out Megan, can I send an email to Megan so that she opens? There could be some people who are not digitally active. Right? So in order for you to reach, you have to maybe just go to their home, knock the door, maybe send a physical mails rather than digital one. So I would say if your buyers are digitally available and they are reachable, you could use our platform. When I say digital, it could be email, LinkedIn, or maybe call. You could use our platform. Predominantly, if your product is charging, let's say, $10,000, maybe $20,000 and above, using tools like us makes sense. And if you're just using like maybe if your product is like $100 a month, right? There's no point using tools like us. So that's, I would say, B2B sales. You are selling a product to other companies, not the consumers, I would say, right? So those are different characteristics that they could use.
That is amazing and so valuable. I know in my work, sometimes you think that the only option is cold calling, and to have someone who will do all of that for you, it's revolutionary. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's a
exactly.
huge.
I mean, that's what, if you take a look at what has happened in 2023, is the AI automation boom that happened. It promised two things actually. One is I can do more with less. That's one thing. And then the companies are proactively looking for ways, how can I do more? Because of the whole interest rate or economy, I would say it's kind of a win-win. The technology is saying I can do more, and then the buyers and the market is saying, man, I want to do more with this. So it's everything come together, and the companies like us got good perfect match here.
That's amazing. Well, I'm glad it seems like you're in the right space at the right time, and
Right time, yeah,
it's yeah, this is the time.
yeah,
That's a really exciting. And I just wanted to hear the story as well. In our personal conversation, you were saying about your employees that you kind of support them to have similar successes as you. Can you tell us a bit about that?
yeah, sure. I would say the startup success can happen when you have a core team with the mindset of entrepreneur mindset, right? If you come as like at another job, probably it's not going to move the needle in any, right? Startups are like, they're trying to solve a bigger problem with limited resources and limited money, limited people. How can you even solve and make a bigger impact? It happens with having a right mindset of people, entrepreneur mindset. So when we hire people with that mindset, obviously they have their own personal aspirations that they, at some point, they want to start their own company as well. We welcome that. And in fact, we see that as kind of a positive sign during the interview process. We pick the signals that the person, the candidate have entrepreneur mindset, and we see it's a good one. And in reality, if you want to start your own company, you need to solve what is the right product you should build, you need engineers, what is the go-to-market motion. There's a lot of areas you need to accumulate. And on top of it, you need to raise some funds from venture capital. Everything has to happen. And predominantly, when you wanted to do something, you barely like skilled at one area, maybe building things, maybe selling things. What about other areas? So working with companies like us, when I say us, startups in general, not just one shot, when you work with the startups, you get that exposure or business thing. And once you get mature and then build the muscle, I have seen some of our existing employees, hey, say, look, I learned so much. Now it's my turn to build my own company. I welcome them. Okay, cool. Go ahead and do it. And I'll support in whatever I can, whether it's making introduction to VCs to raise funds, making do investments and angel investment, and maybe advisory, whatever it is, right? So it's a good win-win. You come here, help us, and you become along the way.
I love that mindset. That makes so much sense to me.
Yeah,
I have succeeded when you succeed as well.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe we might not offer bigger money like big companies would offer. I would say, how can I offer a personal development, which is very important for anybody to kind of thrive.
Yeah, 100% agree. And that's a fun segue into your story, which from what I've heard is pretty amazing. So, who supported you to get where you are today? And it's that story.
Sure, I actually joined through through a startup. I joined a startup when I came from the college, out of the college, but it was such a hard moment to get that job. Like back in 2009, it's a whole recession period happened. The whole housing crisis happened in the States. It's a global crisis, global economy thing happened. And I graduated that time, annoyingly. So I was looking for a job and I was prospecting for a job. I used to send a lot of cold emails, hundreds of cold emails, and nobody responded. And everybody's, I don't have a job. And sometimes, like some people actually responded, did not annoy me. I don't have a job. I actually follow up. I send an email. I follow up until I hit a no or maybe yes. It's my desperation, right? So end of the day, getting to that during that hardcore hustle moment, I got into a job that was a startup. So that was a life changing moment. I worked there and then I learned a lot. I was one of the youngest employee, inexperienced, right from the college. I learned from the great people, the founders, and then my manager. So it was a small team, like 10, 20 employees when I joined. And you work so closely with the industry experts and you came from college. You have so much to learn with them, right? That's what I feel I admire a lot. It's not, and by the way, at that time I was paid $180 per month. My first pay was $180 per month. And prior to this, I was working for $60 a month. And I was working my ass off. I would say there's now like weekends for us. We used to work 7 days a week. We used to work 10 hours a day, whatever you call, right? But the whole mindset is not the money, but the mindset is, am I working on something for which I can learn a lot, which is going to help me to go to the next level? That's all the mindset that and that too, it was a recession period. There's no choice that you have that you could think of, right? So,
Yeah.
man, you gave me the job. I'm very grateful for that. And I have great respect for that. And I worked so hard in that startup for 18 months. Luckily, that company was acquired by Salesforce. So 2009, I joined and worked as of like for 2 years. And in 2011, the company was acquired by Salesforce. And the Salesforce never had a presence in India. And then we were the
Yep.
first company got acquired by them. And then Salesforce had a huge India presence because of us. So then we grew the team. So that was back in 2009 and 2011. And after acquisition, I moved to from India to Bay Area because I was asked to kind of lead some of the great initiatives. I'm more. It's such a humbling story.
Okay. So you started off in India. You were working for this company that taught you a whole bunch, that finally said yes to you after school and took you on. And then they were acquired. And through that process, you then moved to the US. Is that
In the Bay
correct?
Area. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Through that process, I moved to Bay Area. And then because I worked at the startup at the early stage, early career, it's so ingrained in me. What what does it mean building like a business? And actually, when we were acquired, we were so this company got acquired by 31 million dollars back in 2011. It's an Indian company. So we were all doing this celebration of acquisition, and everybody was like high, boozing, partying, whatever it is. I was sitting in the back, seeing the founders. I can see the contentment. I can see their happiness. Yes, I did it. Right? Like because they worked so hard. Before I even joined the company, has been doing 2 more years, like 3, 4 years. And because they invested more than me, I was just a kid coming from the college, right? I can see their happiness. I was like, I should get that kind of feeling when I go to certain position, I would say. So that took me. So I planted my seed that I should start my own company when I was working in 2009 to 2011. I moved to the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, hardcore startups out there. So I got like more exposure. I actually grew up in the ladder in Salesforce from all the way to engineer to architect. So basically gained a significant experience on what does it mean building a product from the scratch to the live. How can you scale to the large number of customers? I learned a lot on the product side of things. Then I was kind of building muscle on how to build the startups along the way. Finally, I took plunge with Salesforce and then start building my own company for which I had planted the seed like 10 years. So that was the
Yeah.
good moment.
And how was it starting your own company? Like, scary and exciting, I'm sure.
Oh my God. So So that was like starting my company was like starting my career. So it's like you would think like 2009, you worked at a startup, it was acquired by Salesforce. I worked at Salesforce, big company. You learned a lot. I felt like I have a resume, I have a good profile in my thing, but nobody give a damn, to be honest. When you build your own company, your customers do not care about your past thing. They don't care. They care what you are solving today, how much you are giving value to me, for which I can pay a penny or a dime to. That's it, right? I was like finding that product, what problem to solve. Actually, I thought I know great problem that I can solve, and I'm solving it, and then I'm deploying to the customer. So they say, this problem doesn't resonate to me. I'm like, wow, no, are you kidding me? I've been working on this, thinking about this idea for so long. Now I build the product, you're saying you don't even have this problem. So it's a pivot after pivot after pivot, right? And at some point, you start seeing some signals are working. Yeah, cool. I like it. I'm using it. And then slowly you'll say, okay, can you pay the money? Then you get one customer. Then you will say, okay, how can you get the second customer who has a similar characteristics? Then you go to the go-to-market activities. It's a good journey, which I would say getting the job is kind of itself was 2009. I felt like if I could get a job in 2009, I've done the best possible thing in my life. I was like, cool, I accomplished a lot. And then this thing now is like, oh my God, building a business is a different muzzle completely. I'm loving it. I have to fundraise it. I have to build the team from the scratch, getting the first 10 customers, getting the first 20 customers. And that process, that 0 to 1 is like amazing, Jen, amazing.
And then how did it go up from there? So you started, what was like even timeline just for people to get an idea of like from 0 to 20 customers? What was kind of your timeline in the product experimentation and then finding your niche, I guess you could say?
Yeah, I mean, if you see, you don't have a company, you have barely have an idea that I want to start my own thing on this problem. Maybe that's the one line sentence that comes to your brain, right? And you got to sleep on it for, and then okay, cool, am I ready? Am I ready? So I finally took the plunge, and then okay, cool. Well, I was earning good salary from Salesforce, right? Now, all of a sudden, what's going to happen if I build my own business? I don't have any income. So this then the process where you commit yourself, it takes time. Let's say you committed, and you basically say that all the trade-offs or whatever it is. Then I would say you need to have a co-founder. You need to have a team around you. It's not that one person alone cannot change the game. So have that kind of co-founder mindset. Then I find I was kind of prospecting for my co-founder, and then we both met like in the event somewhere. He was in the Bay Area. We both met. Okay, cool. Now I have like from 1% to 2% team, right? Okay, cool. Now we started thinking about idea, brainstorming. I thought something, and then when I was started implementing, then my partner has some other idea. So we kind of merged into some consensus of a single idea. Then we started building it. And it was like, okay, cool. We need a strong team. Now we need money. Then we start thinking about fundraising. So we start pitching to venture capitalists. Hey, look at my profile. Look at my partner profile. This is what we are thinking. We're going to change the market. This is our idea. Then we start shitting. Nobody give a damn. Like when you reach out to the VC, okay, so what? There's
Yes.
so many people trying to do the same thing. And that process took, I would say, 6 to 9 months, even to get our first investment. And then we got the investment. Then okay, now you got the money. Now you have to hire the people around you. So this is all about just building the team. Forget about getting the customer, right? So once we build the team and then we have the core product, now getting the first customer, then we start putting something. We're doing outreach as well, like sending emails, like the way we are doing right now. We send cold emails, we send LinkedIn messages, and we're going to look into how many people are getting the bites. So if you send 100 emails, how many people are responding, right? Or nobody is responding. Probably we are sending a shitty message. Maybe nobody is liking the message that you're sending. Maybe we are sending to the wrong person. We should not be reaching out to VP of sales. Maybe we should reach out to manager, director of sales, whatever it is, right? So things like this. So that itself is another process. Go through it. Then you get somebody is interested. Then you get first meeting. Then you demo it. They'll say, okay, call, give me how can I test it out? Then that's the process, right? So then you get finally one guy saying, okay, I'm interested. They committed. Then when I get first revenue was $19, 19. I was getting tears. Wow, nice. And finally, I got one successful customer who is willing to pay $99 on my face. This is like
Yeah.
after this is like after building a successful career in Salesforce for 12, 13 years, getting the $9. Wow. And we like you just go to kind of just take your kid to restaurant and just pay for it. But getting that revenue was the best. So from there, how can you get more clients? How can you increase the product lines? How can you increase the pricing? It's such a big hustling journey.
And now, where's your revenue at now?
Yeah, we're close to a mil, reached to a mil, 1 mil, and then basically the whole market has gone because last year it's a big heavy AI boom happened. Everybody's like, I wanted a solution. Now it's a realization phase. I would say 2024 is late 24 is a realization phase. People are thinking it's
Yes.
like remember when the blockchain started, the NFT coins, whatever it is. There's a whole boom and then slowly winding up. Now we are kind of going to that phase. In general, the market, not us, all the AI companies, all the buyers are very scrutinizing about their thing. So we are kind of sliding through it and then trying to go to the next level.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned blockchain. I actually had my last recording with someone who, like, he's one of the big blockchain people.
Oh,
Like,
really? Okay, cool. Yeah.
he
So
was one.
technology,
Yeah.
you always find in one technology that try to promise more and then everybody ecosystem build around it. And then at some
Yes.
point, oh man, it's all hype. There's not something. And at least, I mean, I could say, not, I'm not biased. At least with AI, it is not hype. It is genuine. It's real. As a
Yes.
consumer, I'm using AI in my day-to-day personal life, in my day-to-day work life. So I feel like there's a lot of potential.
Yep. No, me too. It scares me, but it also excites me. 100%.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And business wise, like where are you taking it from here? Because we're always growing. You're definitely entrepreneur mindset. What are some of the goals going from here?
Yeah, so we currently we're solving like AI agents for salespeople to book those meetings. So in that workflow, we wanted to own end to end entire thing where you deploy system is there, you sign up, it understand the entire thing, finding the people, doing the whole thing, getting. So we want to solve the entire autonomous agents workflow around the SDR side, and then grow the team. Right now, whatever the revenue stage where we are, we wanted to go to 10 on that revenue from next, I would say, 18 to 24 months. And obviously, above all the business growth revenue, the more contentment and fulfillment for me is building a strong team with the mindset of, okay, cool, I can build my own business. I can see my fortune on this thing. That's more contentful, right, for me. So I wanted to kind of grow the team across all the different, right now we have like offices across 3 countries, India and Canada, so India, US and UK. So we want to grow more and then make sure the employees get the mindset of where I'm growing along the company and then basically growing their personal and aspirations, fulfilling their aspirations.
I think that is amazing and really exciting because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to be contacted with you because definitely what you offer helps my business and other businesses that I'm connected to. And yeah, it's a fun, exciting world that you've been working in since
Yeah. I mean,
2009.
it's a lot of grinding to get that customers. You got to go through a lot of process. And it's a lot of rejection. How many times the salespeople get through rejections? You send an email, no, the people ghost you, right? They don't respond to you. It's an emotional thing. And there is an element where you cannot do scale. You can do best sales outreach for 1%, 2%. You have to do hundreds of people on a daily basis. It's not a human thing to do. It's a machines. Machines are much better than this, right? If there is something which is commodity at your disposal, why don't you use it? Use it and then free up your time. Maybe build more personal connections with your clients and use tools like us to free up.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like podcasting for me, like it's these personal
Yeah, exactly.
connections.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you sending emails? You're not even talking to them. Just send emails and then get the meetings and say, like you exactly. Hey, I want to talk to you. I want to personally understand your problems. How can I do it? Humans buy from another human. They feel that,
Yes.
man, I trust this guy. where this guy understands my problems true to the core, and I lean on him so that these problems can be solved with his product or services, which in turn helps my business, helps my personal growth as well. So
Yeah,
that's it.
I love that. Using AI, but doing it from a human perspective.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Human voice, bringing human voice to AI. I
Human
love
voice
that
to
so much.
him.
And the book into my calendar. Yeah, I think that's so important because I get all those messages. Like I get the sign up for my business or partner with
Yeah,
this, and
yeah,
I'm like, jump on a phone call. I'm like, that's what's going to decide me. Like, jump on a phone call, let me see a face, let me talk to someone, and like the outreach is amazing. Like what you do and just getting the word out, that's
yeah,
huge.
yeah.
Then the personal connection afterwards, because if no one knows you're there, you're never going to work with them,
Yeah, and
basically.
now, you're not gonna get like there's no silver bullet where I start reaching out 100 people. Everybody say, "Yeah, I'm interested. Give me this." Not like that, right? So you have to do A/B testing on your own messaging. Maybe I'm saying something which nobody's liking it. I have to change another thing. I have to change. It's a science, to be honest. This go to market is a proper science. A/B testing, trying different personas, trying different copy, trying different channels. There's a lot, and you need a better tools in place to do this more effectively.
And where do you store like all that information? The like for this industry, this is kind of the client you'd reach out to. Where do you keep all that? Like how do you have those processes, or
So
is
we
it
have,
like for each client creating it?
yeah. So we have a cloud system infrastructure where we have a huge millions of people, buyers out there, like 270 million people, buyers, business buyer, I would say B2B contact data. We have access to that data set. And then you can set up workflows on our system to find all of this. And most of this because agentic workflows where you don't have to do a lot and giving the small instructions can take it from there to the autonomous process.
Okay. And do you have someone that works with you one on one, like a business would have a personal account rep, or is it
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
automated?
No, good question, sir. We do at the getting that meeting level. Once you get the meeting, then basically it's a or human like sales rep will come and then understand better more and then kind of more relations, I would say customer success. It's not about just cool, here is my product, go buy it. There's also about personal element about building relations and what is the value that you are trying to look for and making sure that value is properly addressed to you. So we have that kind of customer success in context skills.
Absolutely amazing. I love your product. I love what you do. And I I would definitely integrate it into my system. I'm trying to figure out when and how, but like that is definitely something that I need in my world, and I will I will be connecting that in for sure. I'm sold. I'm sure other people listening to this will also be sold. You're you're offering something that is much needed in
Most
our
ways.
world. Most obviously, yeah. And just for people who are getting into entrepreneurship and kind of working from the $1 to $1 million, what's your best advice? What are some things that you would leave them with?
I would say the problem that you are solving, you should be the slave. Be the slave to the problem that you're solving. And this impersonate your buyers. Whoever is buyer, whoever is your potential buyer, whatever the problem that you're solving, fill in their shoes, what they are going through day to day. And once you get that true to the core, now you have that mindset. Okay, cool. Now you know the idea, problem that you know true to the core. Now it's all about building and establishing the go-to-market or things like that. I would say get the problem in your head and then do more go-to-market activities enough. Sometimes I've seen people take a lot of time to build without even speaking to potential customers. And what happens is the time that you spend to build is get thrown away, right? I would rather put more in front of customers, talk to the clients while you're building it, even if it's a marketing or maybe some kind of a design screens. Fake it or make it, whatever you can do it. Just say that this is what I have. Maybe this is what I'm going to get in next 4 weeks. Is this what you are interested in, for example, right? Put something in your customer hands as quickly as possible and then get the feedback and have that feedback loop cycle. from customer to the product development to the problem refinement. That feedback like cycle is very, very.
That is amazing. That makes so much sense. And I get as a perfectionist, I'm sometimes needing the project to be done before I give it out to the world, but it's not always helpful at all.
It's not, yeah, yeah. There's good and bad. I feel like I have my own gut where I know what I'm trying to solve. It's you're probably thinking from your angle, but where is other perspective? Right? There are some problems which might not be need to be solved, and you may be solved. There are some problems need to be solved differently, and you are solving it. Yeah, there might be some other problems which are more burning than the problem that you're solving. How do you know that? So it's always being in that customer voice is very.
And knowing that everything will keep shifting and you're going to shift with it, your business will, and
Yeah,
never
exactly.
stop.
Yeah, yeah. There's going to be ups and downs. As long as you firmly believe in it and you're seeing the signals that people are saying, yes, I need it, that's a good positive sign. There's going to be, you're going to get a bad month here and there, that's fine. That should not dictate your end goal.
Yep. No, I love that. And thank you very much for coming to be on my podcast. It's been a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Megan. I really enjoyed our chat, and I watched some of your prior podcasts. You do very thoughtful interview, and I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.